Zwina Stories, a podcast by ZWINA Foundation where we share stories of impact, community, and meaningful change. In today's episode, we're taking you behind one of our first projects, the Morocco Project. We'll explore how this project started, why how day one really looked like, the challenges we faced along the way, but also where the project stands today. Whether you're hearing about this for the first time or you have followed our journey, these episodes will give you the full picture from vision to reality. I'm your host, Nicoleta, and I'm here today with Isabella and Davide. So let's start at the very beginning. I'm sure like a lot of people are wondering why did you choose this specific project to start with this location? So in a very simple way to put it, why Morocco? What kind of change do you think was necessary there and why there specifically?
In my opinion, it's difficult, to answer to a question of why Morocco and why we start specifically there, because I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more a matter of serendipity.
Mm.
And with that, I mean that was a journey that drag us there, and a personal journey that both we face in all our life. Because at the end of the day, we ended up to start this project of Morocco because
Yes.
before of that we had always something that was pushing us, to create something, to do something nice, to create an impact and to change what was surrounding, like what was happening around us. Both of us, even before we did like other project or we tried to do something even small to create an impact on the world that was surrounding. And then if we have to go specifically on Morocco, it was, as I say, a combination of things, like the serendipity, as I mentioned. And this serendipity was what? Was that we find and we travel to Morocco at the beginning for pleasure. And as we also described and in the last episode, we find there so much beautiness and so much potential with handcraft, with art, with a strong culture. But on the other side, Morocco was recently devastated by a really strong earthquake that affected
Mm-hmm.
Morocco 1 year before that,
Which year was this one?
2023.
Okay.
So the earthquake was in 2023, and then we went and we started this project in 2024. And yeah, and then we also saw that on the other side that there was a lot of women still without a job or without the opportunity to go to school and
Yeah.
to start to have an education or to have a profession. And so we say, look, there's nice possibility, a beautiful country with beautiful tradition, with beautiful capacity. Why we don't transform this in a actual projects to match also this necessity that the country
Yeah.
have a difficult moment, plus like woman that sometimes was left behind. And so this is why Morocco.
Yeah, we came across
Mm-hmm.
with this community and we knew that we wanted to do something there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where our journey started, basically.
That sounds really nice, and especially the fact that you somehow picked a moment right before, um, not the best time there. Let's just say, or like right after it. I think it really helped the community in that sense. So take us like a little bit um into the first steps. Let's say what um did day one actually look like to you? Was it Do you consider day one the day when you started thinking about this project, or the first day you got to Morocco and you started talking with the people, working with them?
Okay, so sorry, can you rephrase the question?
Yeah, so in your opinion, like
Yeah.
when was the day one of this project? Was it when you were talking together and like, okay, let's make an impact there, or did it feel more like, okay, we this is day one of our project when you got there and when you started working with the community there?
I think well the first time that we was there we realized that there was a need. We also
Mhm.
was we went we did a big trip through Morocco, but I remember that we went through the car so Al have a reason, which was a reason the region affected by this earthquake,
Yeah.
and we could see with our own eyes the shelters being built by the government and different NGOs to protect the people that lost their house and give them a refuge and a place to stay. And we thought that it would be a nice area because even before the earthquake, there was a lot of lack of
Mhm.
infrastructure. Many
Yeah.
villages didn't have school, didn't have access to main resources. So that's, I think, the yeah, our first encounter with
First thing.
the problem. And then from there, we identify some partners. We research about the problems that they had in that area and in that region of Morocco, and we kind of decided where we want to start the project and take the first steps.
That sounds really nice. So, in that sense, when you said, okay, you talked about the partners, the first steps, did you already have a clear roadmap of what you have to do or what you want to do? Or was it, day by day, starting like your own roadmap, your own
But so at the beginning, we
blueprint?
didn't even know what to do exactly. So I think that our journey start when we say maybe we can do something here, but exactly what
Hmm.
we can do. And yeah, so we didn't have a clear roadmap in head, and then little by little we start to understand, first of all, also by talking to people, what was the real
Yeah.
necessity, and then what we could do. And so we start to investigate. There was a period of investigation, and it's also something that later on we would like to replicate also in the community that we want to build. So when
Hmm.
people are going to
Yeah.
start to do project, what would they have to do first?
Yeah, for sure.
Ask to the people there, what do you need, like, to create something meaningful, but not to an NGO or to a big organization, but like people to people. Now, what is need here?
What do you miss? You know, what is
Yeah.
it?
What the community actually
Exactly.
needed.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we found this idea where we understand, okay, we saw that there is a good traditions and good culture, especially in the textile on one side, and
Hmm.
we saw that there is women and empowerment on the other side, even though unemployment, sorry, even though they have really good sewing capacity. Why we don't put this together and do
Yeah.
something that connects sewing and woman? And so that's why then we did a project related to sewing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I also want to highlight that Morocco is a really well known country for art craft. It's not like other countries, for example,
Yes.
Turkey, where they have big factories and they make things in mass production, but instead they really focus on the details. And for example, think about this jacket, like they make everything by hand, and maybe they take, like, it's of course more pricey, but it's also more
Yes.
time that dedicate, and like, yeah,
True.
it's another product that nobody else have. So it was also a nice combination.
So I really like that you mentioned that. So the jacket that you're wearing today is actually part of the project. It was made by the someone there.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
But all of this seems like a lot of work, a lot of planning, even though you didn't have a roadmap. It seems like a lot of things. Who was involved at the start? Was it just the two of you? Did you have like a bigger team?
No,
Who
at the
was there?
beginning, it was just the two of us. And to be
Okay.
honest, we put a lot of energy and a lot of effort. And that's
I
why,
can
as well, we
imagine,
want
yeah.
to start with the ZWINA community to also understand what to do, because when you start to do a project by yourself, like this one of Morocco, I think 70% of the energy you spend it in understand
What do
what
you
to do.
need? Yeah,
True.
And then
that's
the
True.
30% you spend in, okay, I can do this. And this, I
Hmm.
think, is with all the entrepreneurial projects that people have to do, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of we do, but it's a matter of what we do to achieve a
identifying the
result.
steps that we have to take to
Yeah.
be able to arrive there.
The
Hmm.
fundraising, the uh, more than the fundraising, before fundraising was which village we can work there,
Hmm.
Do
which
we need,
organization that we want to
yeah,
involve.
do we need a local organization there? What
Hmm.
are we doing? How are we doing the course? Where can we find the teachers?
Or the logistics,
Yeah,
everything.
all the logistics that, like, we are not also from Morocco, so to find there someone from a village that is a bit remote, it's
Hmm.
always hard to find and address the people that are there, specifically, especially if you're in another country
and
and we don't
those
speak the language.
and also the idea was finding a local organizations, because we didn't want to do this project arriving like international people from abroad out of nowhere, but we wanted since the begin to
Yeah.
find someone on field that work with the people every day. And so then we find this wonderful partner that is High Atlas Foundation, that is our partner also now
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Morocco. Is a really really nice organization that welcome our proposal and help us also to identify a village that
Hmm.
they already express some interest to similar things that we want to build it. And so there we started, so at the beginning, identify a problem, find another partner organization, understand the real necessity even deeper,
Mhm.
and then what to do, so how to execute this project. And so then we start to understand what was the best idea to really then give a job to this woman. So what the people
Yeah.
around was needed about around this woman, them to repair clothes, them to sew something for the village around, them
Mhm.
to sell clothes in the market. So how we can initiate this mechanism, and then we talked about that, and yeah, we started to
I
work for
see.
that.
Yeah.
It sounds really complex, not gonna lie. And like you mentioned, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you need to take into consideration, not just your, okay, we came here with an idea, we have our own logistics, but actually to build a bridge between the community and your idea and yourself. So I think that that kind of shows the complexity of such a project. And this kind of leads me a bit to ask, I know we already talked a bit in the first episode about this. So for those of you that didn't watch, go ahead and watch our first episode as well. But let's talk a little bit again about the challenges you faced. And I want to go a little bit more into depth here and ask you also about the lessons. So I'm sure, like we mentioned in the first episode, there were a lot of challenges, things that were personal, things that were from the project, external factors, you know. But what do you think are the what lessons came from those challenges to you?
If I can say, like, I'm doing European studies at the moment, no, and they put a lot of emphasis in intercultural communication, and I think like this is the moment where you learn like what is intercultural communication. If you read the book, maybe you understand the concept, but the fact that you go to another country where people have completely different culture, and I'm not speaking like I'm not referring to the language itself, but the type and the way
Mm,
of living of the people that are in a specific region. Like we arrived there, that we thought, okay, we are here, we have everything done in a like 1 month and a half, we're gonna finish the course. But of course, we didn't take into consideration that people have a different l- way of living. So
yeah.
for what us was 1 month and a half, for them it will take 6 months. So there was a really slow pace of living. Like people have completely like living standards than ours.
Hmm.
So I think this made me realize actually what is like working in an intercultural place, and how to consider, and that not always like the things comes as planned.
Yeah, but Isa described the part where we was there, but there
Yeah.
is also preparation part where we had to find the money. So we had to
Yes.
we have to understand which partner, a part of Atlas Foundation, we could involve, because the project is now, maybe is the time to explain
Hmm.
what was the project.
Yes.
Was doing a training program of 160 hours of sewing with sewing machine and everything, like all the equipment,
Hmm.
to a group of 40 women. And to do so, so this is like basically the project. We have to buy and gift to these villages 20 sewing machine,
20. Okay. Yeah.
build three small shelter where we put inside the sewing machine. Maybe in the video then you can gonna see exactly this location, the
Yeah.
shelter, the sewing machine, and everything
Yeah.
else. But yeah, so the fact was a big preparation on that, because we took 6 months to raise 17,500 euro, 17,500 euro, and was a quite a big challenge, because at the beginning you don't have credibility, nobody know you,
Yeah.
nobody
There's no
uh, uh,
pictures to show to people
understand
what.
what you want to do.
Yeah.
So it look like you say,
You're
oh, I go
just
to
A
Morocco,
students.
ghost,
I'm just
Yeah.
you know.
student,
Yeah.
so we work to make sure that this could happen. And how we did this, like step by step,
Yeah.
so identify the partner, then the teachers, because we don't know how to sew. So as well, we involve a school, University of Morocco, school college La Salle, that can
Okay.
take two of their teachers to send her to the village. And then we find a partner that sell us the sewing machine for a good price. So we put
Hmm.
everything together, and
Yeah.
that was help us to structure a budget. And
Hmm.
with this budget, then we went to look for money.
I see. But again, like it's a lot of collaboration, counting on people that want
Yeah.
to make impact once
Yeah,
again.
And I think this is also like a bit of the challenge. You count on so many people, there's so many stakeholders around
Oh,
you,
for sure.
that if one fails, the rest of the project stays a bit
Yeah.
on the border. So you have to also learn how to deal with this. with
Hmm.
this stress that if one fails, like you have to keep up and you have to bring a plan B
Of
to
course.
the plate.
And speaking of Plan B and how people responded to you, I know again we talked a bit about this in the first episode, but maybe you can elaborate on how has the community responded to you when you got there. I know you said last time that some of the people were just expecting you to come to your project and then just leave, with everything, or I don't know, not really be part of the community and trying to engage with them. So how was the response from the not just the women there, but the entire community in the village?
I think they were quite surprised, like when they arrived as scene, they didn't expect us to, I think, to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the people from the village itself didn't ever meet anyone from outside, but the organization, ILS Foundation, had also some volunteers from America volunteer
Mm-hmm.
there, and I think they had different expectations. They weren't expecting us to get involved with our hands itself
Yeah.
to do the things like, for example, the construction that we made the other day, or
Yeah.
just like going there and eating with the hands, like
Mm-hmm.
everyone else was just like foreign. Sorry, I was eating with fork. So I think it was really nice. They didn't expect us. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect us to cook there. We would cook pasta with them as well, and to spend their day evenings playing with the kids. They didn't feel like we were just gonna be part of, or wanted to be part of the
Mm-hmm.
community and understand how they live.
Yeah.
At the beginning, yeah, they didn't welcome us in this way. They was thinking it
Yeah.
was just some random people
It
putting
took
their
time for them to
stuff
trust you.
aside and leave
Yeah.
them. But then when they understand that we actually was there putting effort, trying to solve the problem,
To help. Yeah.
even though at
Yeah.
the beginning maybe someone didn't like our presence or like they find it weird, they
Yeah.
start to appreciate, and so then we became like friend with everyone, and this was like also the magic situation that we managed to build. That's
Mm-hmm.
why as we also mentioned in the last episode, we want to focus, build in a community to make sure that youth and young people can do projects like this one, direct people by people, because in this way you create relationship, you create impact,
Yes.
and lasting impact, because it's not just like give money to build something
And
and
then
then
I'm out
Because
of
leave it,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I make something, and
Long
I'm sure
lasting
that every
impact.
single euro is spent well, but not
Mm-hmm.
only euro, every single second on and
Time,
time of
of the
energy,
work,
energy
money,
yeah.
spent
materials.
in
Yes.
something from our side or from who do a project, but also for who is the beneficiary of our
Mm-hmm.
project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that sounds amazing. And also, um, I think it also boils down to what you said in the beginning about intercultural communication. And it's not just the things that we learn at school, or just like the things that we read
No.
in a book or online. It's really about experiencing this intercultural communication. And part of it, I think, comes with trust. Like you can know all the methods and approaches, but you also need to build this like bridge, this trust between the community, and then put into practice the intercultural communication that we talked about.
Yeah.
But
All
I
the
think,
expectations that you have when you arrive there, they completely change.
yeah. So when you said now, like the expectations change, looking back at it, what makes you most proud today with this project and the days you spent there, the work you did?
Honestly, for me on my side, I felt that we were not gonna be able to finish the project.
Really?
Yeah, I was my motivation decreased a bit
Mm-hmm.
with the pass of the month. Every
Yeah.
time it was lower, there was so many things happening all the time. Also besides this, like life in Morocco is really nice, and I recommend people to visit. It's a beautiful country, but it's really different from the Netherlands itself. And I got used to living in the Netherlands, so for me, some days were a bit hard. So I'm really happy and really proud that we
Yeah.
finished it. Because it took me some effort, and actually, like some days, I didn't really want to go out and participate and be involved. But yeah, I think like we gathered the strength and we finished it,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yeah.
was nice.
I think it's also nice, giving this vision. It is a saying because I think it's natural and something that everyone is facing.
Yes.
But sometimes, you hide and you say, yeah, everything was perfect. We created this kind of thing.
The
But in this
community.
way, we can actually see the human side of like a project, because I want to put again a focus on this. We are talking about people, and we are people. So we are
Yeah.
just like human interaction, you know.
Nobody's superior. No.
So
Yeah.
and this is what like real philanthropy should be,
Mm-hmm.
just a human interactions and not like just go there as superior people. So it's nice also to have bad emotion, but feelings, to have relationship, to have situations, and this
Trust.
is also part of the journey and what we want to bring, what we would like to bring in the community that now we are building on creating projects with people with
Mm-hmm.
that aspire to this.
Also, the fact, if I can add one
Yeah,
more
of
thing,
course.
that we actually did it. I was 20 years old living in Morocco. Like my parents also didn't approve so much the situation, and nobody had so much faith also
Mm-hmm.
in our bachelor. And we came back and we had a project done in Morocco, out of nowhere. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really nice to show the people that you're also able to do
To do
something
it,
when
yeah.
people is against you.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think you should be really, really proud of yourselves because, like you said it, you were 20, like you didn't have much of the support of the people around you because they're like, you're not going to be able, just the two of you, to complete that. There were also a lot of challenges, like you talked about, that were coming your way. But like you said it, you did it. You finished the project. Those 40 women, they were empowered. They helped. They learned so much more, and now they're able to also teach other people in the community, or even further from
yeah,
that, the things that you brought to them. Um, so yeah, I I really think you should be very proud, and applause for them,
Thank you.
guys. um, how does it look now? Like, how does it look today? How can people still support or get involved with the project? Is this still something that you think could be developed even more? Or tell us a bit about what the project looks like today, so people know if they can get involved or even support it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so as we mentioned as well during this episode and also the last one,
Hmm.
our main focus now is saying, okay, we built this project and actually went really successful because, now this woman is even teaching to themselves
Hmm.
how to make basic math, how to read, how to write. So this project became kind of a center of the community of all these villages
Yeah.
around this remote area of Morocco in the side in the middle of the Atlas Mountain. But what personally we decide to focus on more than the specific project of Morocco or other project of this type is putting our experience and but also our motivation
Yeah.
to create something for make sure that other people like us, okay,
Hmm.
they can start something,
Yeah.
something that is owned by them. That could be a project to help old people in their city. That could be a project to help Moroccan woman to do olive oil, or to help I don't know, whatever, to help homeless people to find a job
Hmm.
opportunity or whatever. But to help young people, we want to help young people to create meaningful and impactful projects by our experience, but not only our experience, also the experience of other people, such entrepreneur, mentors, other organization. And so try really hard to find this community where
Hmm.
everything is uh, aligned on the vision on youth, but especially
Yes.
people with no money, no credibility, so people that just finish university or during their studies
Hmm.
want to do something, because I feel and we feel people are discouraged.
Yes.
Sometimes say I never gonna make it.
Yeah.
So this is what we aspire for the next
And they're also,
as the next projects.
yes. And I think there's also a lot of people that now feel like, oh, I need some experience first in a organization or institution, or I need to be done with my bachelor. But you guys, and also the people in the Zwina community, are proof that you don't have to have everything figured out already.
Yeah.
As long as you have, the the idea behind it, the motivation,
The
and
motivation is always the most important.
exactly, exactly.
And
There's always
consistency.
ways, like such as the Zwina Foundation, to help, to learn while helping,
Yeah.
and like, we like to say it at Zwina, you build the plane by flying it. And I think that really explains your project, your steps, and also how other people can actually join and do the same thing.
Yeah. maybe I can elaborate
Yes,
also just
please.
a bit on the project of Morocco at the moment. At
Mm-hmm.
the moment, the women are using the sewing machines also to repair clothes from the community and the closest city, which is Orica. So now there's still some movement. We're looking to do something with them because there's a lot of issues to repair in the village, such as electricity, because there's only electricity several times a week. So there's something that they will be interesting to fix. So we're looking into ways that maybe we can collaborate together to get the more income to arrive to be able to improve the village itself. But at the moment, they're using their capacity
Mm-hmm.
and the student training to help the community around and to make things for them. So
That
it's
sounds
yeah
lovely. So
yeah.
you heard that. If you wanna learn more about the project or get involved and support the village there and the women that are still working, contact us anytime, and we're looking for partners for that or anyone if you, that just wants to get involved as well. So to wrap things up a bit, looking back, what moment defines this journey for you? If you have to, I know it's a hard question maybe, but if you had to pinpoint it exactly, a core memory that you had during the project, which one do you think would be?
Wait, I can start if you want.
Yeah,
I
See,
I know
I'm
it's a
start.
bit of
thinking.
a
I know in my mind
jumpy
immediately
question.
Also me.
as an emotionally things, instinctive things to say was like one of the last days that we was there, so
Mm-hmm.
we was feeling okay, it's like really completed, and we was also happy
Yes.
that every time we was going there with the car and then leave, it was all the kids coming to play with us,
Mm,
say us goodbye, hugging us. Some of the women also almost crying, like from the
yeah.
emotion that we was leaving, and the sense of community and the sense of be part of this community that we feel. And then just sit down in the car and driving like back and say, oh my god, like what we did is crazy, like,
Mm-hmm.
because you really it's like
The
it's
realization
so
hits.
different, like so
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe it's something even small. It's not that we spend 20 billion to
Yeah.
create a new vaccination or whatever, but if we did like a small impact, but for us was really meaningful because
Mm-hmm.
we was feeling part of it, and these people,
Yes.
we just became friends with them, and so sitting there in the car and drive back, and with the confidence we make it, that was like, I think, the nice moment for me.
Yeah. Also, I think like one of the last days of the course,
Mm-hmm.
we arrived and the woman had also homework besides the course,
Mm-hmm.
no?
Yeah.
So we arrived there and the women already had their final product.
Oh
So
my
they were came
God.
to me like to call me like super happy, super excited to
Excited,
show
yeah.
me all the collections that they make, each of them, and trying them on in me. Like it was really nice, to see the excitement
It
in the face
sounds,
of
yeah.
people that unfortunately like they didn't have the opportunity to do
Yeah.
nothing, like just they have the same routine every day, which is also like maybe not the like poverty itself, but it's also the fact that like they didn't have the, if they wanted to do something, or if there's a girl that wants to become a doctor, there's no way for her to become a doctor otherwise. So at least
Yes.
like this course gave them like the possibility that they could do something like different in their life and
Mm-hmm.
have something that they can be proud of themselves to build and to
Yeah.
learn, which
True.
is I think a really powerful tool that not everyone has access to.
I think it also gave them hope and confidence. Like they were able to finish this course with you. So, like you mentioned it now, they know if they want something, they they can do it. There
They
are
can do it,
people, yeah, there are
now
people
they
that can
yeah.
help them. They can do it. So they shouldn't just uh, accept it as it is.
Exactly. And this, like, it's nice because you like there are so many kids in that village, that actually can take also inspiration
Yes.
for the next times. So if they want to go to school, like they can find a way all together. Maybe they can. There's this spark that can incite them to figure out a way to take a bus and go to school or to the nearest village and to create something different. They don't
Yeah.
have to have the same future than their parents or their grandparents have.
That's very nicely put. And that would be our message to the communities that uh, need such a boost. But what message would you share with someone wanting to create impact? Let's say someone young, unexperienced, like a student or someone who, like we mentioned before, thinks that, oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm still young. I probably people are not even gonna have faith in me or trust me. What would be like a short message for them to get their confidence and hope the same as the with the village?
Maybe you have a message.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. At the end of the day, is that no? It's not
Yeah.
that you have to start to think, oh my god, nobody gonna believe me, I don't gonna find the money, there is gonna be problem,
Hmm.
which law I have to respect.
Hmm.
The only law to respect is the law of, make sure that you do the things in a honest way, transparent
Yeah.
way. You put together the people, and then they just do it, because at the end of the day, you can make it as we did it, uh, and this is what we really believe, and this is what we want to build now. So make people just do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's so many people complaining about their everyday environment, that there's something that doesn't work. You go out, it doesn't have to be even like on the other side of the world. It can just be on your own neighborhood. Something doesn't work, like if you're bothered that doesn't work, you can fix it yourself. I think this is my message. Like you don't have to be waiting on your sofa for another person to get it fixed. I know that this is like the concept that we have with like municipalities and mayors and politics, but it doesn't matter. Like do it yourself. You have the capacity. Just find a way, find a plan, identify something that you're really care of, and maybe find a person that you will be interesting to work and support each other and just make it happen.
And of course, join Zwina.
And of course, join the ZWINA Foundation in our community. That was
Yeah.
a perfect wrap up,
Yeah.
I think.
With Zwina, you don't have no excuse. We have all the tools in our platform.
Exactly. With ZWINA, you definitely have no excuse. uh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you, Nicoletta.
Thank you,
Of
Nicoletta.
course, thank
you
you
for
also to
guesting us.
you for joining us on this journey today, and we hope you learned more about the Morocco project and what was done there, what is still being done then, and everything that we do. Stories like this, I think, remind us that change begins with intention, but it actually grows through community, through persistence, collaboration, and motivation. If you like to learn more about what ZWINA Foundation does, make sure you support this video. You follow us on our socials linked below. And of course, stay tuned for our next episode that we will be launching every week, every Friday.
At midnight.
Yes. And until next time, Zwina said hi. And now we say
Goodbye.
goodbye.